Hi fellas, here we have an old map of Europe, well a recent map of Europe. All the shaded countries are the countries that were confirmed, certainly for the time of Jesus, onwards to be involved in the slave trade. We're talking Portugal, Spain, France was the biggest by far. We're talking Belgium, um, Denmark, Sweden, all of Great Britain, the British Empire obviously, all of in the ancient days, most of England, although I have to admit, I found out only recently that the Irish were enslaved by us English in the ancient days, certainly. But later on, all of North Africa, these are still involved in slavery today. Tunisia, Libya, Tunis is down here, Libya's just off the map. Obviously, Italy with the Roman Empire, they used to use galley slaves and what have you in Sicily. All of France, all of Spain, all of Turkey, right up until about the 1800s, I believe. And Greece, I think Greece were involved as well, but I didn't want to mark them out falsely. But certainly in the ancient days, they were involved. But the word slave itself comes from the Slavic peoples here from this area of Ukraine, of Bulgaria, of Albania, of Montenegro, what we now call Montenegro, Croatia, Slovenia. These were the Slavs. They took millions of them, certainly approaching millions of slaves by people from this area and people from this area. And once they'd hoovered up, once these non-Christian people had hoovered up all human slaves from the beautiful Greek islands we've been to often, from Sicily, from Italy, Italian coast, from the Slavic coast, from France, from Spain, blah, blah, the Balearic Islands, lovely, from Malta. They then sailed through the Straits of Gibraltar here and sailed all the way up here. Had a base at Dunkirk. You'll remember Dunkirk from the time of the wartime when we rescued about 150,000 soldiers over there. But they had a safe haven there, and actually used to raid. You can imagine how easy it was to raid the Netherlands, to raid the French coast, to raid the Kent coast, right round London, right round. There were numerous cases, recorded cases, of them taking whole villagefuls of people from Cornwall and Devon, and even they would take human slaves and cart them back off to North Africa, even from just off the coast of Dublin and what have you, in Ireland here, even within sight of land, within like 2 miles. That's how brazen they were. And it's a fact that, have you heard of the saying, I'm sure they use it in America, beyond the pale, when something's unsafe or unreasonable? The pale was the palisade, the walls of Dublin. That was beyond the pale, because the coastal area here was held by the Barbary Coast non-Christian pirates who'd sailed all this way from Turkey, all the way up here, and carted off. Certainly at one stage, they carted off at least 3,000 slaves to North Africa, to Tunis and what have you, Tunis down here and Libya, and that they had to send priests and bishops over with gold, had to buy back 3,000 British people, English people, I should say, from the non-Christian gang in Turkey and North Africa. So these are all the countries. British Empire were big with slavery and were very evil for the longest time, but the French were by far bigger. Obviously, the Belgian Congo, the Dutch East Indies, you've heard of its colonies. But all these countries shaded were involved in the slave trade. I'm pretty sure Greece was as well, but didn't want to include them on this map. But as we know, the Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, used slaves extensively. In the pre-Christian days, 2 out of 3 people in Rome were slaves. It was when they gave slaves citizenship, that's when the Roman Empire started falling to pieces. See you guys.